Mr. Ajigbade Oluwole Rufus, Statistician General.
Immediately after the last person, Mr. Governor, we kindly join the newly appointed Permanent Secretary for a group photograph. You move close to, please, you face the people now, you face the audience, ma, and sirs, and move close. Yes. And photographers, please move far, far. Please. After the photograph by Mr. Governor with the newly inaugurated the head of service, the speaker, chairman of APC, the chief of staff, we now join. One other person that will be so happy today that these men and women are being inaugurated as permanent secretary is Mr. Donald Ojogo, because he's a top flight journalist, and a journalist is also made a permanent secretary. Mr. Governor, people of Ondo State appreciate you. Thank you for the hard work. Thank you for all what you are doing for the people of Ondo State. And now I invite the head of service, Mr. Oluwadari Aragbaye, for his remarks, and thereafter go ahead to help us invite Mr. Governor for his address. Please, photographers, the program is still on, please. The head of service will now address.
The governor of Ondo State, Arakunrin Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. The Deputy Governor, who has just left us, Honorable Lucky Aiyedatiwa, the Right Honorable Speaker, the Chief Judge, ably represented by the Chief Registrar, our colleague and sister, Mrs. Ajigbade, honorable members of the State House of Assembly, the State Chairman of the Caretaker Committee of All Progressives Congress, Engineer Adetime, the Chief of Staff, Chief Bengali, our royal fathers, KBSs, using our colleague, retired peers, the Olowo Fowo of Ajigbade Ogunye as point of contact, former or members of the immediate past State Executive Council, colleague permanent secretaries, all accounting officers, newly appointed permanent secretaries, tutors general and assistant general, and their family members, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me especially recognize our religious leaders here present, using the Grand Imam of Akure, Raji Sheikh Akorede, recognized, sir. It is a great pleasure for me, as the sitting head of service, to welcome Mr. Governor to today's event, being the swearing in of newly appointed permanent secretaries, tutors general, and assistant general. I am particularly happy and fulfilled because since assumption of office in 2017, Mr. Governor has not declined or delayed his approval for once in appointing the serving officer to the post of permanent secretary and offices of equivalent status when vacancies occur. One cannot overemphasize the positive impact of this type of elevation on the general psyche of the state bureaucracy. Mr. Governor, sir, the entire Ondo State Public Service, Mr. Governor, sir, the list of your positive interventions is long. No deserving public servant is owed any promotion to date. The processes for the 2021 promotion exercise have commenced in earnest. No public servant is retrenched or discriminated against, not even those who went off course and got involved on behalf of government. Your administration has insulated the civil service from partisan politics. You have lent your weight to our homegrown civil service reforms, the Ondo State Service Improvement Program, ODC. It is also on record that Ondo State was among the first set of states, very few indeed, to commence the payment of the 30,000 minimum wage and the corresponding pension raise. You, Mr. Governor, we have a governor who can be assessed at any time on workers' welfare. These are just but a few of your worker-friendly gestures. In other words, I can say boldly that all that the service has asked and the government could afford has been freely given. Once again, we are grateful, sir. Today, it is my pleasure to present our colleagues who are either to directors or serving in acting capacities for you for what you have just carried out, the swearing in of our colleagues to the position of permanent secretary, tutors general, and Statistician General. The appointees have been carefully selected on the basis of track record, of competence, diligence, and reasonable seniority. I have no doubt that bringing them on board will show up the rank of accounting officers in our agencies for better service delivery. Let me once again assure Mr. Governor of the unalloyed loyalty and commitment of the bureaucracy to this administration, as it says for a second term. We understand the responsibility of the civil service in helping to deliver on government promises to the citizenry, and we shall not fail in this onerous duty. With our auditive reforms, we will not spare any effort to rededicate ourselves to those core values that support effective and efficient service delivery, even in the face of lean resources. Mr. Governor, sir, please continue to count on the bureaucracy as a good partner and a stakeholder in the Ondo State project. Once again, I want to thank Mr. Governor on behalf of all of us in the public service for the opportunity of these appointments, which certainly will boost the morale of workers at all levels in no small measure. I congratulate the appointees and wish all of you success and breakthroughs as you mount your new schedules. I welcome all our distinguished guests to this occasion. Mr. Governor, sir, I thank you for this privilege. And I want to say that from now on, more than ever before, we will dedicate ourselves to better service delivery. Thank you all, and God bless you all. Mr. Governor, sir, I've been asked to invite your good self to deliver your speech. Mr. Governor, sir.
Please sit down. Please, let's have a seat. Mr. Speaker, the representative of the Chief Judge, the chairman of our party, Chief of Staff, and our outgoing head of service. I especially recognize KBACs who are here, and our newly appointed permanent secretary who have just taken their oaths before me, because you are the reasons why we are here. So let me especially recognize all of you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and I can see that the Grand Imam of Akura is here. I recognize you too, sir. I'm not sure we have any other religious leader here. I'm not seeing, but I think you are the only one here, sir. I recognize you, yourself, and the chairman of our party, who is also a religious leader as a juju priest. That is Ade Timei, JP, juju priest. So I greet everybody. You are all very important. I'm delighted to be at this all-important ceremony, which signals fulfillment of a career progression. So, those of you who today feel fulfilled, you should clap for yourselves. When we came into office in 2017, I made it abundantly clear that the welfare of workers will be topmost priority in our strategic plan for development of Ondo State. I boast that we have kept faith with this commitment in our dealings with our workers. Indeed, as you recollect, we equally make commitment to ensure job stability to the top echelon of the civil service, and we have done the same, and I believe we have done well. If you don't clap for us, we don't need to clap for us. However, notwithstanding our commitments, and due to the dynamic nature of any public service anywhere in the world, officers at top level will continue to exit the service by retirement or other reasons as they fall due in line with rules guiding their appointments. Everybody will one day leave. And I remember one of the rules we try to set in our own administration was to allow people to perpetuate themselves in office, except it be at the mercy of the governor. The governor needs you, why not? But we said that once you have spent about 8 years as permanent secretary, just like governor cannot go beyond 8 years, you too will go, others will move up. Or you don't want that. You don't want it. Okay. Now when they shout, let them hear. Most of you cannot even spend 8 years because the year you are coming, you can be up to 8 years. So that it's important for us to allow the up and coming generation officers create space for them to be elevated so that they can occupy such vacancies as such vacuum that your exits will create after 8 years. 8 years is ideal, and I believe so, and I stand by it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have today witnessed the swearing of officers that we have found worthy to occupy the post of a permanent secretary. Tutors general and one statistician general, based mainly on seniority, character, and competence. You have to combine those three. So, if you believe you are senior and you have not been promoted, check your character. If you believe you are senior, you have not been promoted, check whether or not you are competent. That's it. And I remember, and I thank the chairman of NSC in his speech on the first Monday. The same thing has happened now. I'm not too sure I know many of you. I'm just seeing you here for the first time. The only person I know so well is Francis Akombiemu, and I won't deny him anywhere. I must know him. That's the person I can point to. I know you very well. Very, very well. But you don't have to come to me. I don't have to know you. If you deserve the appointment or elevation, you will earn it. And you have so much earned it this time. The records that were shown to me shows that all of you had served in your respective positions you have held, not only the one you are holding now, without blemish, thus making you deserving of your employment. I therefore want to congratulate you again, all of you, on this well-deserved appointment. I congratulate you. I congratulate your family. You have brought so many people here, others are outside. I know there will be a lot of rejoicing today in your families. I know there will be much of eating and drinking. But remember, there is still COVID-19. So those who want to come and eat now, they don't want to know about COVID-19. There is COVID-19. Let me quickly just remind you of that saying, that to whom much is given, much is also required of you. You have gotten to a point that will continue to call on you for many things. We shall demand from you absolute loyalty. I know it's a scarce commodity. It's very scarce. But let me assure you, I will never be surprised if you take government papers and give it to outsiders. I will never be surprised because I won't be worried. But expected of you as civil servants is a high sense of probity and accountability in the discharge of your responsibility in your respective ministries, departments, or agencies where you will be posted to. We require this of you, and I hope you will live up to that. And loyalty, not to Aketi, be loyal to the state you are called to serve. Don't be loyal to Aketi. Continually exhibit those qualities that have qualified you for your appointment in the first instance. Exhibit them. Tutors General, be a good example to not only the teachers, even the students. Let them see in you that yes, you are the head of tutors in the south, at the central, and in the north. Let them see in you all this. I believe you all realize that the burden of public service is now on your shoulders. That is it. That is the responsibility you are now called upon to take. The burden of the civil service now rests squarely on your shoulders, among others who are still there serving. Is you. You are now key players in this important task of delivering good governance to our people. You are now key players. That is, yours is to ensure effective delivery at all levels. You are now key player. Of course, I need not remind you of your homegrown Public Service Reform Code named ODCIP. I don't need to remind you. I believe all of you would have imbibed it by now. ODCIP is targeted at restoring the core values of the civil service, which has hitherto been largely bastardized. Bring back this service that you met, not the one that has been bastardized. You can revive civil service. You can do it in a better way. It's left to you. As we will continue to support the emplacement of ODCIP because of our conviction that the public service can only thrive and deliver on its constitutional duty if and only if it is allowed to rediscover itself as a veritable tool for government to function effectively and efficiently. You must. Things will have to change. I'm sure that we are going to have another form of orientation for all of you almost immediately, because it's important. You need to change. We cannot continue what you used to do before. And because we desire to protect this civil service, we will ensure that public service under our watch will not be politicized. It will not. I've said it severally and everywhere. I don't need you to support my party. Don't. And when you love, you want to exercise your franchise, exercise. It. Vote. It's not that your driver will be the one carrying a ballot box for one party and you want me to sack that driver. I'm not interested in sacking him. Don't really matter to me. Some of you who are doing it during election, you use official vehicle to be smuggling ballot paper boxes up and down. But they forgot that this God is is all knowing and he knows more than you. No matter what you do, it doesn't matter. So for me, please, I want you to shun partisan politics. Leave politics to politicians. I'm begging you. As much as I'm here as your governor, there are a few things I cannot do myself, because I'm governor for the people of Ondo State, not for a section. That's why I've left politics to the chairman of the party and co. They are the politicians. I'm here, call it statesman. I'm here for everybody, not for a particular political party. Everybody. So let's all of us work together and leave politics to politicians. Eh? Let me use this occasion to assure the generality of our workers, because most of you are here, that we remain committed to our original pledge to continuously accord your welfare topmost priority. We are committed. Take it from us. Though COVID-19 pandemic came with its attendant casualties and financial crisis, which has affected everywhere, not only here in Ondo State, everywhere. But I want us to guard our loins. Guard your loins. Where, if you are not careful, going into an era or a situation where we all have to tighten our belt. You cannot afford now to leave your bed and think you have enough food in your tummy that your belt can go be expanding. We must have to tighten our belt. The economy, the signs are not so encouraging. It's for me to tell you, and let us all prepare. Ondo State is no exception to the effect of the COVID-19. As one of the subnationals, we know what we are facing. But we are confident that as their state, if all of us work together, chase out ghost workers, don't encourage ghost workers in the MDAs where you are going to be posted to, and if you are able to help us get out ghost workers in your respective MDAs, I can assure you that we won't pay you the full salary, but we'll pay you some money for doing it. Get ghost workers out. It's the only way so you can get out of the woods. Let me express my profound appreciation to the state labor leaders. I'm sure they are here sitting somewhere. Please give them a round of applause. You can't get a better crop of leaders who are totally committed to your welfare and also understanding of the government. You can never get them. They are so, I'm proud of them, and I thank them for the good work they are doing. They have been upholding the ethics of their trade in collaborating with the state government in exploring ways and means not only for the on the welfare of the workers, but also towards provision of social amenities to the people of Ondo State. I thank you all. I can only hope that they are followers, that all of you who are following them, those of you who they lead, those of you who they are serving, will not take their patriotic approach to unionism for granted or misinterpret it for weakness or undue compromise. You have strong people who are not weak. You should be proud of them. I am proud of them, and I thank them for what they are doing. To all those who have been appointed today, and I've just sworn them in, let me state unequivocally that we shall continue to provide enabling environment for you to perform optimally in your duty post. We'll do our best. In doing this, we shall not encourage indolence. Neither are we going to encourage dereliction of duty. We shall reward hard work. We will reward diligence. We will reward high sense of duty, and loyalty shall be rewarded. Take it from us. There are ways we can reward all this. As we enter our second term, we expect you to quickly acquaint yourself. That is, if you have not done so. I'm sure most of you have not done so. I want you to acquaint yourself with our plan and programs, which we have encapsulated in our policy declaration on our inauguration. The policy declaration, which is now otherwise known as redeemed. That is our policy declaration. You must know it. Whether you are going to cram it, whether you are going to, what you are going to do, study it. You must know it. We are going to work within this. Now we are singing the state anthem. Most of you are just doing. By now you should know the state anthem offhand. You don't need to look at any book to sing the state anthem. It's something you sing once or twice and you get used to it. But it's not that you don't know anything. So it will be one of the tests one day. We'll call you, sing your anthem. So if you cannot sing the state anthem, I might not be able to even receive you in my office. So our policy declaration, which is called redeem. Let me read it to you again. The R stands for rural and agricultural development. Rural and agricultural development. The E is the educational advancement and human capital development. Educational advancement and human capital development. D, development through massive infrastructure. So, if anybody thinks that we are going to now sit down and fold our hands, thinking that we have done what Napoleon did not do for France, you have missed it. We have just started on infrastructural development. We will continue. We will continue. E. The next E, and there are two E's that follow each other in redeemed, is efficient service delivery by you. Efficient service delivery, development, and policy implementation. This E falls almost squarely on your shoulders to ensure efficient service delivery, development, and policy implementation. Is you. Are you hearing me? Tell about the bomb or the one here. Have you got to do something, Yobani? Eh? Okay. Go send to one bit to graduate in Abowa. If you are not a graduate and you have been sworn as peers, you better come and resign so that you can put somebody that can read and write. The next E is effective healthcare. Effective healthcare and social welfare services. Ministry of Health, the accompaniments and co. Thank you for the great work you are doing now. Our committee on COVID-19, thank you for your great work. All of you have done well, but I'm sure we can improve. M. Maintenance of law and order for adequate security. This has been brought out for obvious reasons, because you know what our challenges are this time. Or you don't know your challenges. You cannot talk. Okay. Do we have security challenges? Don't we have? That's why it's become part of our policy that we will work at maintaining law and order for adequate security. And let me thank our security agents, police, military, and co. for what they are doing. And let me especially thank Amotekun for the great work they are doing. Baba Amotekun is wearing Amotekun here today, so all of them can see you. So the commander, I hope you don't wear this dansiki to where you fight fight to guarantee all security. The other E is energy, mining, and sustainable industries. It's very important to us now. We have been talking about bitumen. We have been talking about so many things. We are bringing the Oluwa, whether they choose to call it Oluwa or call it another name. We are bringing the glass industry back. We are bringing so many other things back. We are having IPP, independent power plant. They are going to start so that they can supply light. We have our own energy plant that we are going to privatize. And at the end of the day, maybe we'll sell out our interest there, because I know we cannot run it. So a lot many things. A lot other people are bringing here. Very soon in this state, you will see gas for cooking all over the state. It is coming. It is coming in a big way. It's not by the state. The state is only assisting, but it's coming in a big way. Just wait and see. And the last one, digital revolution and entrepreneurship. So, where we talk about digital revolution is we are going to have in place this time around like a dashboard that your reports must come into every day. So you must be digitally inclined. I said so the last time when I met civil servants. I said, if you know you don't know how to use computer, recruit your children to come and work with you in the office so I can assist you. Because if your work don't come out in the form they should come out, we'll retire you. So If you need to go back to school, go back. This is digital era. And that's why we are going to ensure that it's digital revolution. And we don't intend to retrench people. We don't. But if you are not digitally literate, you will leave this service very soon. If you are not computer literate, you will leave very soon. So, for you, as the head, to your subordinate, try and see what you can do. They must be computer literate. There will be digital revolution in this state. We must start now, and you are the one to champion it. That's our last day. Especially, most, if not all of you, must have participated in rendering report based on the checklist that were given to you by the Transition Strategy and Implementation Committee. All of you must have participated one way or the other. The checklists that were given to you by that committee, headed by our outgoing head of service, who was the chairman. You must therefore be ready to cooperate with the committee for it to achieve the desired goal. The committee is still in place. You must be prepared to work with them. Let me say that we want to be able to measure and evaluate your performance as individuals, the performance of the agencies you had, so that we'll be able to at least measure whether or not you are living up to expectation or otherwise. So don't take this digital revolution lightly. We will ensure that it is enforced. I want to tell you. Let me seize this opportunity to congratulate our head of service, Dari Ajigbade. Onidari Sheniyan. Osheniyan abi. Let me congratulate you. You never mentioned it there, but your speech today was more like a valedictory speech. He probably will not have opportunity of talking to you again as head of service. And I can confirm it here that he has done very, very well. If you have no problem with your leg, please stand up and give him a round of applause. Yoko, Patewon Oche Luka, Oche Nia, Emecho. You have tried your best. I will keep imagining. And I said that to you severally, because I cannot imagine how to hold the civil service together without you. You have done well. You have done very well. Again, let me congratulate your colleagues who are now coming after you, who are probably praying that they'll be coming to service. It won't be from your group. You know, it won't come from you. Abi, you have seniors. You will soon know. By tomorrow, you know the head of service. Well, let me congratulate you again, and members of your respective families. I congratulate all of you. I wish you success in your new assignment. Please keep the flag flying. Thank you all, and God bless.
We can keep that clap better than that, with higher intensity For Adia Arakuni, Mr. Governor, we appreciate you, sir. At this point, we invite one of the newly inaugurated permanent secretaries to come and respond on behalf of his colleagues. I invite Mr. Gide Epo.
The governor of Ondo State, Arakurin, Oluwarotimi, Akeredolu, SAN, the deputy governor in absentia, Honorable Lucky Aiyedatiwa, the Right Honorable Speaker, Ondo State House of Assembly, the Chief Judge, ably represented, the Chief of Staff to Mr. Governor, the person of Chief Olubenga Hale, our dear head of service, who's retiring, the person of Mr. Daria Ajigbade, the chairman APC on the state, the acting chairman APC on the state, our royal fathers, using the law of who's one of us, Oba Ajigbade Ogunye, connecting all royal fathers in the house, serving permanent secretaries and retired ones in the house. Please let me acknowledge the presence of the past heads of service in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen of the press, let me acknowledge the permanent secretaries who have just been inaugurated, as well as the tutors general and the statistician general. Let me also acknowledge our colleagues, friends, neighbors. Please permit me to acknowledge the presence of our spouses who are in the house. Let me give glory to God Almighty, who has kept us to witness this very great occasion. Our being empowered based on our seniority, our character, and our competencies to give our best to the people of Ondo State. We give God all the glory. We want to thank Mr. Governor, who has seen in us that we are good and that we can do something better if so empowered, and has given us the empowerment to deploy our competencies in line with ODC and the redeem policy of the government of Ondo State. Mr. Governor, we appreciate you and congratulate you for the success of your first tenure and the commencement of this second term of your administration, delivering democratic dividends to the good people of Ondo State. Mr. Governor, Well done, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this empowerment, this particular inauguration, is a call to service. It's a call to apply due diligence and accountability. It's a call for a team spirit. It's a call for efficiency and loyalty to the good people of Ondo State in line with the mandate that has been given unto us. And on behalf of the newly inaugurated Permanent Secretaries, Tutor General, and the Statistician General, we are making our promise to Mr. Governor and the good people of Ondo State that we are not going to disappoint you on the key deliverable indices that have been handed over to us. We will leave this place, we'll go back to our offices, ministries, departments, and agencies of government, deploying our competencies to ensure that we put marks, we do proper mapping in our flagships, ensuring that we adopt global best practices in the performance of our various duties. We want to appreciate Mr. Governor and everyone in the House for this honor you have done us. But before I stop this speech, let me acknowledge the presence of the past Chairman, Civil Service Commission, and all commissioners of the Civil Service Commission who are in the House. The person of Dr. Afolabi Adewakun, and all the commissioners in the House, we appreciate you for witnessing this great occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to say thank you for being here to celebrate us, and we believe that what you have seen in us, the good you have seen in us, will never diminish. Rather, this empowerment, with this empowerment, we'll be able to bring more value addition in our service delivery, applying the best practice. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you.
Congratulations once again. Governor, representative of the Chief Judge, Chairman of APC in Ondo State, the Chief of Staff, the Head of Service, the Royal Fathers, Permanent Secretaries, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the permission of Mr. Governor, this program is ending now, but we shall take the prayer and then the anthems will follow. Mr. Governor, we shall have the prayer and answer.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه أجمعين. ẹ jọ̀ọ́ gbogbo wa tí a wà níbí, wọ́n máa ń kọrin kan lọ́wọ́ ṣẹ̀wọ̀n kémi kì í ṣe mi ò wá látọ̀hún ṣùgbọ́n mo wọ̀ ní mí torí mi kì í lọ sí ìlú kan tó wà lẹ́yìn Ọ̀wọ̀. Ìlú tó wà lẹ́yìn Ọ̀wọ̀ òun náà nílùú àbùkù, Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ ká lọ síbẹ̀. Wọ́n máa ń kọrin kan bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ ẹ̀yin tẹ́ mọ̀ àti gọ́vnà fúnra wọn àjọ máa kọ́ bí nìsín. Wọ́n máa ń sọ ibi tí bá ti gbé ẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ ṣáà bá mi gbé ń bẹ̀. Ẹ sọ ni olóòka máa rí. Ó rè wá o àkétì ìwà o kọrin yẹn wù mí dáadáa o ẹni tó bá mọ̀ nǹkan kó bá mi kọ́ dáadáa. ẹ̀sọ́ ni irú ká máa re àfẹni orí rẹ̀ máa san tìrè wá o. Mr. Governor, mo kí yín pé ẹ tún kú oríire lénìí. Nínú àwọn dáadáa tẹ wá ṣe náà lè tẹ tún ṣe yìí. Inú mi máa ń dùn fún yín torí pé ẹ fi ohunkóhun ráre. Ẹ ń ṣe ohun tó yẹ lásìkò. Nínú ohun tó yẹ kéèyàn ó ṣe lásìkò tí ò fi ráre lèyí tẹ ṣe yìí. Àwọn tí wọ́n fi sípò lénìí ẹ jẹ́ kó yé wọn wípé bí wọ́n ti dáa tó ni. Kì í ṣọ̀rọ̀ wípé wọ́n mọ gọ́vnà rí láì fi wọ́n síbẹ̀. Ìyẹn máa jẹ́ pé níjà fún wọn. Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ káwọn náà rí ṣe. Mr. Governor, especially fún ara mi personally, mo fẹ́ dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run fún ìgbésí ayé head of service wa. Ó ṣe dáadáa púpọ̀. Tó bá jẹ́ pé lóòótọ́ ni orúkọ tẹ́ máa ń pe àwọn ará bí wọ́n ìjó òótọ́ ni ìbáwá ń bẹ̀ láíláí, wọ́n máa ń sọ pé permanent secretary àṣẹrọ́ ni. Kò sí ní tó jẹ́ permanent jàre. Wọ́n á tún kúrò ńbẹ̀ tó bá tún yá. Wọ́n á kúrò ńbẹ̀ tó bá yá. Tí ì bá ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo fẹ́ lè sọ pé kán fi àrágbáyé síbẹ̀ láíláí kó mọ́ kúrò ńbẹ̀. Torí pé ó ṣe dáadáa púpọ̀ ọmọlúàbí ni. Lágbára Ọlọ́run bó ti ń lọ yìí kò ní lọ fún ikú. Lágbára Ọlọ́run bó ti ń lọ yìí kò ní lọ fún àrùn. Lágbára Ọlọ́run gbogbo ibi tó bá ń lọ Ọlọ́run máa wà pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Ọlọ́run á dẹ̀ máa bá wa dúró tì í. Mr. Governor, àdúrà ni mo fẹ́ ṣe, màá sì ṣe. Àdúrà náà lèyí tí mò ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ yìí. Àwọn tí ẹ ṣẹ̀ fún ní appointment gẹ́gẹ́ bí commissioners inú wa tún dùn lórí wọn torí pé ọmọlúàbí náà ni gbogbo wọn. Ẹ ṣe nǹkan kan kó dábùkù. Lágbára Ọlọ́run àbùkù ò ní bá ọ̀rọ̀ yín. A dẹ̀ ń dúpẹ́ l'Ondo State wípé Ọlọ́run fún wa nírú yín tí ẹ̀ ń tẹ́tí gbọ́ wa tó jẹ́ wípé ẹ̀ ń ronú ìlọsíwájú fún Ondo State. Lágbára Ọlọ́run gómìnà wa Olúwarótìmí Ọdúnayọ̀ Akérèdọ́lù SAN èyí tẹ́ ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí ẹ̀ ní ṣíṣe ẹ̀ ní kábùkù ń bẹ̀. Ibi ọ̀rọ̀ wa kù sí lẹ́ni Nàìjíríà ní owó pẹ̀lú àṣẹ Ọlọ́run láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà a máa rí owó fi ṣiṣẹ́ dáadáa. Gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń bínú tí wọ́n ń ṣe wọ̀nyí Ọlọ́run á padà jẹ́ kínú gbogbo wa ó dùn. Ọlọ́run ní bà wá nínú jẹ́. Ọláàánú Ọlọ́run ẹ̀yin tí wọ́n fi síbẹ̀ léni ẹ̀ ní ṣìṣe o. Ọlọ́run á wà pẹ̀lú yín o. Ẹrù tó wúwo náà gbélé yín lọ́rùn Ọlọ́run á bá yín gbé nírọ̀rùn. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ owó pa yín o. Ìlú wa náà Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kó bàjẹ́ o. Ondo State kò ní dàrú o. Iwájú là á máa lọ àní padà sẹ́yìn o. Gbogbo àwọn lọ́balọ́ba Ọlọ́run á wà pẹ̀lú wọn o. Pẹ̀lú àṣẹ Ọlọ́run níbẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì Akérédolú yìí èmi gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹnìkan màá rí tèmi ṣe ń bẹ̀. Eléyìí ò mú ọ̀rọ̀ ìjà dání o. Èmi ni mò ń sọ òṣèlú yẹ kẹ́ náwó yẹn sọ́dọ̀ mi. Lásìkò Akérédolú ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí èmi gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹnìkan màá rí tèmi ṣe ń bẹ̀. Ó kẹ̀ẹ̀kan. Lásìkò Akérédolú tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì èmi ìmáàmù Àkúrẹ́ Yáyì Akóredé màá rí tèmi ṣe ń bẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ wá tẹ́wọ́ báyìí. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allahu la ilaha illa huwal hayyul qayyum. La ta'khudhuhu sinatun wala nawm. Lahu ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. Man dhal ladhi yashfa'u 'indahu illa bi idhnihi. Ya'lamu ma bayna aydihim wa ma khalfahum. ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم آمين 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 يا الله سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.